Hello, I'm Brian Clark, editor with the Modesto Bee, and welcome to tonight's Modesto Bee 2020 General Election Forum featuring the candidates for Modesto Mayor. They are Kristi Ah You, incumbent Ted Brandvold, Countryman, Naramsen Goriel, Doug Rydenauer, Erin Simmertonorio, and Zwahlen. Moderating tonight's panel will be the Bee's opinions editor, Garth Stapley. He'll be joined by our editorial board, managing editor Patty Guerra, myself, and Bee research and information specialist, Maria Figueroa. Garth, take it away.
We certainly appreciate these candidates and their time and their willingness to come and answer some questions and to talk about the issues that are really important to our beautiful city. We will start with opening statements. We'll give you 1 minute each. And as we have in the past, we'll go in alphabetic order, which means that Councilwoman Kristi Ah You will lead us off.
Hi there, this is Kristi. I want to say how much I appreciate the opportunity. As you all know, there are few and far opportunities to get to talk to our public right now due to COVID-19. What I want to tell you is that I have 5 years of experience as a city council member. And over the last year, I've been the vice mayor. The thing that you must know is that I am ready to hit the ground running. When you show up into City Hall, it takes 2 years to figure out how to spend the $460 million budget. And there's general fund, there's water, there's sewer, there's so many things to think about. I just want you to know I'm ready to hit the ground running and make good decisions in the upcoming situation that we're in with our finances. Thank you.
Thank you, Kristi. And Mayor Ted Brandvold.
Good evening, and I want to thank the Modesto Bee for this evening's forum and the citizens of Modesto for the honor of being Modesto's mayor for the last 5 years. We all know that Modesto's strength is in its people. Whether you were born here or whether the people have, whether you moved here, the people of Modesto have special qualities. We're a large city of approximately 215,000, yet it still amazes me that somehow we still keep that small town feel. We're a city of countless people that are Modesto grown, and many others like me who have moved here from other places, even around the world. And yet we come together to make Modesto an outstanding city. Over the last 5 years, we've accomplished many things that have made Modesto even greater. There are many things still to come for Modesto, many great things, and I look forward to another 4 years to accomplish them. Thank you.
Thank you, Ted. We'll move to Rick Countryman.
Yeah, I just want to also thank the Modesto Bee for doing this. I'm grateful for all of you that are watching this broadcast right now. So I was born and raised right here in Modesto. My wife is born and raised here in town. And in fact, the last 40 years of my life, I've served the citizens of Modesto through the church that I pastor, Big Valley Grace, which is a large church. Thousands and thousands and thousands of people consider it its home. We have a school of about 800 students, K through high school. We have about 150 employees. We have about a $12 million budget. And I tell you that just to let you know, it's a very complex organization that I've had the privilege of leading. And in this next phase of my life, I just want to now transfer the knowledge, the leadership that I have to maybe serving in a greater way in our city. And I look forward to the challenges that do face our city in the future. So thank you again for this opportunity.
Thank you, Rick. Next, we'll move to Naramsen Goriel.
I'm a first-generation Assyrian American that's dedicated to improving the lives of everyone who calls Modesto home. I currently serve as a commissioner on the City of Modesto's Board of Zoning and Adjustment and Landmark Preservation Commission, which tackles citywide needs regarding the health and safety and aesthetics of property use within city limits. As a community organizer and city commissioner, I've worked with members of our community to improve our quality of life to promote public safety, civic engagement, and innovative ideas to tackle Modesto's most serious problems. As our next mayor, I'll work with members of our community to cut red tape for small businesses, create more good-paying jobs, address our affordable housing shortage, combat rising homelessness, and also improve our public safety. The residents of Modesto deserve more than the empty rhetoric and false promises that the current leadership is providing. By working together and putting people first, we can make Modesto a more desirable place to call home.
Thank you, Naramsen. Next up, Councilman Doug Rydenauer.
Thank you very much. I want to begin by thanking the Modesto Bee for hosting these video interviews, because no matter what side of the interview table you're on, I think it's important to recognize that we are simply trying to do our best for the people of Modesto. I've been blessed to serve our city for the past 46 years as an EMT, a business owner, police officer, and most recently as a council member representing District 6. My wife Linda spent her career at Modesto as a planner for the city of Modesto City Schools. And our kids are raising our own grandkids now. My experience has taught me many things, the most important of which is to be honest with people. There is no single candidate for mayor, myself included, that has the magic formula to solve all the Modesto's problems over the next 4 years. What I can offer, however, is the ability to listen and learn a level with folks on the street. And we know we're going to go through hard times together, but that's what exactly we should be doing, rebuilding Modesto together. Thank you.
Thank you, Doug. Next, we'll turn to Erin Simmertonorio.
Can you hear me?
Yes.
Okay, cool. My name is Erin Simmertonorio. I am 27 years old. I've lived in Modesto for over 20 years now. I see everyone every day that I'm out in Modesto. I am here to hopefully bring a new sense to the word public safety for everyone, to address the addiction problem that has literally been plaguing our city, making sure that everyone feels safe no matter what part of town they are, no matter what time of day it is, and to help bring jobs to our city and help keep it fully sustainable for now, for the future, for everyone, and to revitalize it so we can actually hope to bring those better jobs to Modesto, so people who live in the city don't have to go to other cities to make a living, so that they can support their families as well as themselves.
Thank you, Erin. And Zwahlen.
Thank you. I'm Sue Zwahlen. I was born in Modesto, and my husband and I raised our 6 children here. I spent the last 40 years as an emergency room nurse and served 8 years on the Modesto City Schools Board of Education. I am running because Modesto truly needs new leadership. The most important responsibilities of the mayor are working to unify us all toward the common goal of improving our city, and having the vision and leadership to work with my colleagues on the council and city staff to set productive goals for our city. We need a mayor who is going to be open, honest, and transparent to all residents of Modesto. Now more than ever, we clearly see the need for unified and consistent leadership. I'm confident in my ability to lead our city through these challenging times, and I hope to earn your confidence and your vote. Thank you.
Thank you, Sue. I just want to say to the viewers that we interviewed all 7 of these candidates before with the South Modesto Partnerships in a forum last week that was centered just on South Modesto issues. You can view that candidates forum at the website for both South Modesto Partnerships and also our Modesto Bee website, which is modbee.com. We'll continue with this questioning, and this next question goes to Mayor Ted Brandvold. Mayor, in April, you joined with the mayors of 6 other cities in Stanislaus County in sending a letter to Governor Newsom demanding an immediate and aggressive reopening of businesses, despite advice to the contrary from public health experts. Since that time, 338 more people have died of COVID-19 throughout Stanislaus County. Do you have any regrets about pursuing an immediate and aggressive reopening of our economy? You have 1 minute.
I have no regrets about pursuing an aggressive reopening of our economy. Really, there's such a huge, tremendous amount of damage being done to our economy here. The citizens' lives, their jobs are being lost. Citizens are losing their businesses, and you know, I really fear the condition that our city and our economy will be in here when we get to the state where we can reopen again. I fear what businesses may be experiencing, and I hear it every day. We have suffering going on, and even students not in school. So I don't regret pursuit of that.
Thank you. So now we're going to turn to the rest of you to get your perspective from the letter that did ask for an immediate and aggressive reopening of our economy. Did the mayor do the right thing, along with the other leaders, in sending that letter? And would you have done it if you had been mayor? These are 1 minute answers, and we'll start with Mr. Countryman.
You're muted.
You'll want to unmute yourself, Rick.
Sorry. Yeah. Okay. Sorry. Yeah. So here's the deal. The data is changing all the time. And I'm trying to think back to when the mayors mailed that letter off. And I don't remember where we were and what stage of this thing we were in. All I know is at that moment, that may have been the best thing to do. I'm not sure I would have done it. But the data is changing all the time. And obviously we need to open our economy as quickly and as safely as we can. I think one of the things that was a bummer to me was the government was choosing winners and losers. Hey, Target, you could be open. Walmart, you could be open. Lowe's, you could be open. You know, all these places could be open, but little mom and pop shops that sold some of the same widgets that they did couldn't be open. And it was a horrible moment, and it still is. And so I'm not going to criticize the mayor. I think he did what he thought was best at that moment with the data that maybe that we had at that moment. I don't think I would have sent the letter, though.
Thank you. And Mr. Goriel, your thought.
I disagree with the mayor. I thought that reopening was irresponsible and premature. I know that small businesses are suffering, but there could have been a better approach to helping small businesses, like helping them dine out in parklets downtown and increasing vibrancy within the areas. Also, I would have focused more on safety, supplying PPEs, contact tracers, free testing on vulnerable sites of town, because the essential workers are at risk, and most of them are Latinos, and over 60% of our cases in Stanislaus County are Latinos, and the data hasn't changed on that. It's been consistently high, and that's concerning. So contact tracers and testing, and also PPEs, enough to keep everyone safe would have been my approach to solving COVID-19, or at least alleviating the burdens of COVID-19, and also working with the local small business administration to help businesses out.
Thank you. And Mr. Rydenauer.
Thank you. It's difficult to decide when a leader makes a decision at the time that the mayor had to make that decision. And so it's hard for me to be critical of him for making that decision. However, I think he could have done a better job, because I was surprised, as I believe most of the council were, as well as most of the citizens were, about when that letter went out. The problem with trying to unite a message from a council is that you've got to work with your council, and you got to be able to get a messaging to the council and let them have their input about those kinds of things. This was an important message to get out, because at the time he did that, things were not looking good economically, and they're still not looking at economically. So I'm behind him over the concern that he had. The messaging was not right because it was not unified. It was not checked with the rest of us. And the message itself may have been right. I just don't know about the timing. And I don't know that I would have sent it out at that time. Thank you.
Thank you. And Ms. Tenorio.
Could you please repeat that? The entire question.
Sure. So we had asked the mayor if he felt that the letter that he and some other leaders had sent seeking to pursuing an immediate and aggressive reopening of our economy, if he had any regrets about sending that letter. That was in April. And so what we're asking the rest of the candidates is if the mayor did the right thing in seeking to reopen the economy in April, and if you would have done that had you been mayor at that time.
It doesn't reopen the economy. I know there's some stores that are open, some are not. I would definitely have restarted and reopened things. Probably the schools as well, that's very important. But I know there's a lot of people who lost their businesses due to these closures. So I would not have done it in the same manner that he had. And that's unfortunate. But I think our city, as well as our state and the country, needs to be reopened. I think the people who want it closed for whatever reason need to stop and realize that people are losing their jobs over things. People are not going to be able to pay for things. They're going to have to rely on the system for things, which I know some people may enjoy. But as someone who works full time, works 7 days a week, and actually talks and knows the people of Modesto and sees them on a daily basis and gets messages from them about how what's been happening has not destroyed their life because they're strong people, but I would not have done it the same way. But I would open the city.
Thank you. And Ms. Zwahlen?
No, I would not have sent the letter. We are in the midst of a public health crisis. As a nurse, I am well aware of the challenges that this brings to our community. And even on the most basic things like wearing a mask, we've not seen consistent leadership and messaging from even our current council members. So this undercuts our efforts in every way to get residents of Modesto to do the right thing so that we can reopen our economy and get our students back in school. That's the reason why we need to have consistent, unified messaging and also leadership from our local leaders. I would have taken a much stronger position as mayor and would have led by example. And COVID-19 is not a joke, and neither is having a family member on a ventilator. So I feel real strongly about this.
Thank you. And finally, Ms. Ah You.
$338 people have died in our community from COVID-19. This is not a political issue. This is an issue based in science. We had the opportunity to see how New York handled it. If we would have handled it in the same way, everybody would already be back to work. The letter that the mayor sent was in April or May, and no, he should not have sent the letter, obviously. But I can tell you that if I was the mayor, what I would have done is I would have said immediately, we are in a crisis mode. We need to meet with the Board of Supervisors. We need to meet with the public health, and we need to get the public health doctor. And we must get our messaging consistent across the board so that we can care for the people of our community. If we would have done that, we would be back to work already. But as soon as we opened it up is when everyone got sick. We're still on the hot seat. We're still in the top tier. We would not be there if we had done the right thing the first time.
Okay, this next question is going to be a quick 30-second answer. So we'll start with Mr. Goriel. How involved should the mayor be in day-to-day operations of the city?
The mayor should be involved as much as possible in day-to-day operations in the city as much as he's needed. The mayor is the ceremonial leader. He's a symbolic leader of our town, and he also is the budget administrator. So it's very important for the mayor to be up to date on budget issues and also new businesses that are opening up and innovative ideas to alleviate the burdens and social ills that we have in our current status in our town. Specifically with downtown Modesto, I think getting involved with nonprofits such as Domo to help improve and revitalize downtown.
Okay, thank you. Next question, same question to Mr. Rydenauer. How involved should the mayor be in day-to-day operations of the city?
We have a mayor and council form of government with a strong city manager who actually is the CEO of the city. And so for the day-to-day operations, we really work for the citizens and not our staff. So we should be out and about knowing what's going on with the citizens, but the city manager is the CEO, the executive, and he should be doing the day-to-day operations. That is not to say that we should not be involved as far as communication. That very thing we should be on. We should have a relationship with him to know that we're informed about many things that are necessary. Thank you.
Okay, thank you. Same question. Ms. Tenoria, do you need it repeated? Oh, did you say yes? I'm sorry. I can't hear you. Oh, how involved should the mayor be in day-to-day operations of the city?
That's what we are, we're public servants. We can help them so that they can help us help. That's the job of a mayor. We need to be fully involved. We need to have full communication with everyone who lives in the city, which I do via social media. The government, how it's been ran in the past for some reason, has not quite been there. It just hasn't been working. And that's why our president and a lot of the rest of the governments have started furthering the government and helping communication across all platforms. Yeah, so we need to be fully involved. I thought it was 30 seconds, not stop. But yeah, and it's already being done right now, but we need to be fully involved.
Okay, thank you. Same question, Ms. Zwahlen.
Thank you. It's very important for us to be in the community and very involved in the community to be informed from the citizens. However, our primary goal is to set policies and support our city manager and staff in their jobs and help them be successful and to promote our city generally.
Okay, thank you. Ms. Ah You?
For some reason, it takes me a minute to unmute. So no, the mayor should not be involved in the day-to-day operation of at City Hall. The reason is we are a charter city and the mayor's job is to work with policy, the council's job to set policy. We are to hire the best city manager, the best that can run our city, because that's our style of government. It's dictated through the charter. We have specific guidelines, section 601, that tells you exactly what the mayor's responsibility and what our responsibilities are as the mayor, what we should be doing, what our job description is. We are to be doing performance appraisals on the charter officers. We're to hire the best city manager, like I just said. And the city manager that we have, we need to be allowing that person to get as educated as they can be to do the best job. It's called investing in your humans. That's what we need to be doing.
Thank you. Mr. Brandvold?
The mayor for a city, especially our size, as many citizens that there are in this city, approximately 215,000, is required to represent each and every one of those citizens, and it takes involvement on a daily basis in all aspects of what's happening within the city, whether it's outreach to the citizens or working on policy and bringing and working with. Stop already. Oh,
it's a 30-second answer question. Yeah, quick question.
I'm sorry. Thank you.
No, that's okay. Do you want to finish your thought?
Well, I mean, yeah, it's much more of a job than I think anybody without having actually experienced a job can imagine. And so it does take daily.
Okay, thank you. And now Mr. Countryman.
Yeah, how involved should the mayor be? You know, how much do they get into the weeds of the city? I don't think very much. Joe Lopez is an incredible guy. He's the CEO of the operation. He is our city manager. I think he does a fantastic job. Obviously, there are moments when the mayor and the council need to get down maybe a little bit into the weeds. But I think part of the problem, part of the reason why we've had such trouble, if you will, at least from my vantage point in the city council, in the meetings and stuff, is because they're getting down into the weeds and they're not letting these wonderful people do their jobs. And so I would say as much as needed would be my answer.
Okay, thank you.
Okay, this next question, 30-second answer. We'll start with Mr. Rydenauer. Most candidates have a goal of bringing jobs to Modesto, including tech jobs. How do we draw tech jobs at a time when more and more companies are changing their business models away from having physical workspaces?
I think one of the things we have to do is that you have to make sure your economic development department is up to snuff, something that we have been kind of weak in on this term. And so one of the things I would definitely do is make sure that we got the smartest economic department, economic development department for the opportunities. We have to, the world is changing. We have to stay up with the world as it changes. And those tech jobs are going to be coming here. So we're going to need to be prepared for that. And the types of housing, whether it's downtown or wherever we have to go to prepare for that workforce that eventually hopefully come to Modesto. It's going to be here and we need to get prepared for it.
Thank you. Ms. Tenorio?
Yeah. I think in order for us to get more tech jobs here, we're going to need to change our city, change the way it's perceived by people, change the way that it's perceived by the world. I know we used to be seen as the drug, methamphetamine, gang activity, and car theft capital. But, and I don't know any reputable business that's ever going to want to do business with a city that's known for that. Also, I mean, the mayor should probably know what's going on, like what technology is even out there. So to make sure that we're not doing anything that's going to be detrimental, not just to our city, but to our country.
Thank you. Ms. Zwahlen?
Here again, I think the most important thing is to have a unified, consistent message from our council, because we have an incredible opportunity right now in the situation that we're in to bring those technology jobs to our community. But there's no reason why we could not be the agricultural technology capital of the world right here in Modesto. So I think that it's time to do that. And of course, we need to update the general plan so that we will have something in place to make that sustainable and to actually become a reality.
Thank you. Ms. Ah You?
I think that adaptability equals sustainability, and that's quoted directly by me. So what I think we need to do is remember that we have a skill set problem in our city. In order to bring tech here, we've got to have the people here to do the jobs. And those two have to join in the middle in order for that to happen. So we need an actual plan to make that happen. We just continue to say over and over again, like, you know, we've got a skill set problem, we don't have the jobs here. It has to meet in the middle, and we need to be creative in that process.
Thank you. Mr. Brandvold?
This is a bigger answer than 30 seconds can handle, but we do have to, and something that I've been talking about for quite some time is merging our agriculture with the technology that'll, from the Silicon Valley with the ACE train connection coming. And actually a lot of what we've learned from COVID here with the people working at home, even the technology companies are seeing that they need smaller facilities, and that satellite facilities might even make sense in Modesto, that we would be able to create technology jobs, merging our agriculture and technology together here in Modesto.
Thank you. Mr. Countryman?
Yeah, without a doubt, technology is changing, and these tech companies, they're not, they don't have to meet in a building anymore. People can do their jobs. We're finding this out even at my church, that people can do their jobs from their homes. And so the idea that somebody has to come to Modesto and have a huge hunk of land to build a huge complex, it's just probably never going to happen. But we do need to have, you know, satellite little facilities where maybe they can gather together. And if you don't have any housing here, there's no way that people can even do their jobs coming from the Bay Area or wherever to work even in their homes. So yeah, there's no doubt that technology is changing.
Thank you, Mr. Goriel.
Yes, I think we need to embrace technology with our competitive advantage, which is dairy, almonds, cannabis, and water. We also can definitely have construction, tie technology with construction and supply chains, and also with the big companies that are already operating here to become more resilient and prosperous. And also with the art district, we can also have 3D art and have art displayed in different ways and manners through technology and the internet. There is a boundless, endless approach to technology in our economy.
Thank you.
Thank you. Candidates, we're going to shake it up just a bit. I'm going to ask each of you an individual question. We'll give you up to a minute to answer, but if you don't need that long, please don't feel like you need to take it. We got to keep this thing moving. We'll start with the incumbent, Mayor Brandvold. Before you were elected 5 years ago, you promised great things for the city of Modesto. But under your leadership, the council now is deeply divided. Some senior staff members and some current city council members do not trust you. In fact, Councilwoman Kristi Ah You, who was previously one of your closest political allies, has lost confidence in your ability as a leader to the point that she now is running against you. If the hallmark of your leadership has been dysfunction, why should voters give you another chance? 1 minute.
Through this dysfunction, we've been able to accomplish a considerable amount of very good things for the city. I mean, we have taken our reserves at $3 million to nearly $20 million, $19 million, which is getting us through this COVID crisis here. I think it proves that even with a council that struggles from time to time, we've been able to come together as a council, been able to work with the council, and the very important things that need to happen have happened. We've corrected a lot of budgetary things in our city, and there's much more to be done. I feel that I'm the person to accomplish this for the city of Modesto.
Thank you, Mr. Mayor. Woman Ah You, until recently, you usually sided with Mayor Brandvold in votes that have divided the city council. You were seen as one of his reliable allies. And 6 months ago, you announced publicly that you would step away from the city council when your term ends later this year. But 2 months ago, you suddenly changed your mind. If you could betray your previous loyalty to the mayor, why should voters believe you would not betray them when it suits your own interests? 1 minute.
First of all, I never said that I don't think that Ted would be a great mayor. I just want you to know he'd be a great mayor. I think he's been a great mayor the whole entire time. I just don't think he's going to get elected. He's not a good public speaker. There's issues. The two issues that I had a problem with were the letter and also the ULL. Anytime that you're going to make a major decision regarding urban limit lines, you have to do it with the public. We have to have complete public engagement. That is not something that you can do behind closed doors in the middle of a pandemic. And I can tell you the reason I changed my mind is because of COVID-19. It had nothing to do with betrayal. I'm offended that you would say such a thing. It has to do with the fact that we had to close a $9.8 million financial gap at City Hall. Next year, it's 20 to 25. It's going to continue to be that for 5 years. This is not going to be a popular race. If people elect me as mayor, I'm not going to get a building named after me. What I'm going to try to do is make the best decisions for the people of our community with ethics, authenticity, and true transparency. That's what I am bringing to the table.
Thank you, Councilwoman. Councilman Rydenauer. The culture of leadership at City Hall has been described as reactive, risk avoidant, defensive, and guarded. You are seen as the leader of a faction solidly set against the mayor, obstructing many of his attempts to improve Modesto. Are you not concerned that voters will perceive you as part of the problem, if not the root of the problem? 1 minute.
Well, I don't necessarily agree with the way that that was presented. I'm not offended by it by no means, but one of the things that we live in a democracy. And as local government, we don't have the opportunity to caucus with each other to come up with our ideas. Most of everything we do is out in public because that's the way our system is set up. So I disagree that we have been totally dysfunctional. We've got more stuff done in this council than probably the last 2 or 3 councils, and I can give you a list of things that we have done. The problem with this council has never been, I don't think, about the council. I think it's about the leadership, the style of leadership, the ability to talk and communicate and talk to people that don't like you and sit down and build coalitions. And that's what we have to do. And I don't think that what we've done in the last 5 years is all bad at all. In fact, I'm proud of the many, many things that we've done in this city. As others have already mentioned, we've accomplished a number of things that other councils could not. Thank you.
Thank you, Councilman. Ms. Zwahlen, you were elected by comfortable margins to 2 terms on the Modesto City Schools Board. But when you ran 2 years ago in a failed attempt to represent the 10th Congressional District, voters only awarded you 8.2% of the vote in an 8-way race. Does that poor showing suggest that your message no longer resonates with voters? 1 minute.
I don't think so. I feel like I really am uniquely qualified to represent our city, and that my supporters recognize that. I have many great endorsements that I am proud of, and many donors that are willing to contribute to my campaign because they believe in my style of leadership. And I feel I am qualified. I was elected, as you mentioned, in 2009 during the midst of the Great Recession, and worked with the $350 million school budget to increase our graduation rates. I'm proud of that. I've served as an emergency room nurse for 40 years, so I feel like I'm qualified to lead us in the middle of a worldwide public health crisis. I learned a lot when I ran for Congress, no doubt about that, but I do appreciate the voters that voted for me in 2009 and 2013, and I hope that they will consider that again.
Thank you. Mr. Countryman, you mentioned the complexities about leading a large church, and yet it's not the same as leading a city of more than 200,000 residents. A mayor must confront myriad problems that a pastor never faces, from dealing with police shootings, labor union disputes, to water rates, to investigations of staff wrongdoing, and even the electrocution death of a new city worker who wasn't trained to do the dangerous job he was assigned. Why should voters think you're prepared to step into this very difficult job? 1 minute.
Yeah, great question. Obviously, you could probably go back through history of all of our mayors, and not a one of them, was a mayor beforehand. In other words, everybody has to start someplace. Ted was at one moment, he had a business and now he's the mayor. Any one of us who are running, at one moment we ran a business or we were citizens, and then we're going to be mayor. But I think when you look at the complexity of what I have to oversee and lead, wow, I don't know if there's another mayoral candidate that's ever ran something as complex that would prepare you to run a city. You're absolutely right, Garth. I don't know if anything prepares you to run a city, but you can look at what somebody does now or has done for a long period of time and say, you know, that probably gives us a little bit of insight as to how they will manage something as large and complex as our city. So you're right, running a church ain't like running a city, but it's certainly, when you run one as large as the one I do, it does prepare you to make decisions and all of those kinds of things.
Thank you. Mr. Goriel, as we look at your opponents in this race, compared to you, almost all are older and have accumulated a wealth of life experiences. Why should voters take a chance on you? 1 minute.
It's a very good question, a very good question to ask. I'm running because our city needs more affordable housing, resilient and prosperous economic development, and improved public safety. And as a community organizer, I believe I can bring a different perspective than any other of the respected candidates, because I do have the connection, character, and credibility to address these problems. And I have been doing so for the past year and a half, working either with homelessness, with CSOC or the Shaw, and trying to improve and getting innovative ideas for our economy, working with Jalen French, the economic director, and also with public safety, especially now with COVID, and also with our firefighters. In 2007, we had 180 firefighters. In 2020, we have 130. We need to improve our city's culture when it comes to the reflection of our livelihood. And I will do that because I will be able to bring an actual perspective that the people resonate with.
Thank you, Naramsen. I'm going to ask if everybody else can hear me. If you can give me a sign. I seem to have frozen. I'm not. Can anybody unmute and let me know if I'm still?
I can hear you, Garth.
I can hear you.
I can hear you. You're live.
Yeah.
Okay. All of your pictures
Now
have frozen to me, but if you can hear me, we can continue. And so I'll move to. I'm sorry. Was there a suggestion?
No, I was just telling you that we could hear you.
Right. I'll just continue it as you can hear me, and I hope that you can. Ms. Tenorio, you seem to be the only candidate in this race with no record of involvement. Or why run for mayor instead of seeking a more entry-level post? 1 minute.
Because the other people running in the way that's been ran before are not up to par. I am the only person who is running based on morals and my values. I'm not seeking or accepting any type of political or financial contribution or donation. I've been offered them. I do not accept them. I'm doing it all on my own because it's the right thing to do. I feel like the voice of the people of Modesto have not been heard. There's constant issues that the city is being plagued by and has issues with consistently through the entire 20 plus years that I've lived here. And the people who have addressed it in the past have no will to address it in the future. And the way that people have been answering their questions and dancing over certain issues and not actually getting to the root of the problem in the city makes me not just feel, but know that I should be the person who actually cares about the city enough to I'm the only person who cares enough about the city to do anything about it. And I've been the only person addressing it and, again, getting to the root of the problem.
Thank you.
I have had political, and not political, but I worked with charities in our city, so it's not no experience.
Thank you. This next question is going to go to all of you again. The city paid consultants $210,000 and spent about a year developing a brand new plan for making downtown Modesto come alive. Included in that plan is a dream of connecting downtown to the Tuolumne River. What ideas do you have for making sure this vision doesn't sit on the shelf? And we'll start with Ms. Tenorio.
Can you repeat that, please? I can hear you.
Patty, can I suggest that this be a 30-second answers?
Yeah.
Sure. Sure. Can you hear me now? Is this okay? Okay. So just let me repeat the question. The city has paid consultants, $210,000 and spent about a year developing a new plan for making downtown Modesto come alive. Included in that plan is a dream of connecting downtown to the Tuolumne River. What ideas do you have for making sure this vision doesn't sit on a shelf?
Getting down to action with it. I mean, our downtown has looked almost exactly the same, again, for the past 20 years. A downtown is usually where people go to when they come to a new city to see what it's like, to see the feel of the city, to see what businesses are there, what how people do things in that city. Anytime I go anywhere, downtown is where it's supposed to be the place. Our downtown is lacking very much so. I mean, we have little events like the Art Walk, which I would like to see all of downtown similar to that, where it's all connected, where people come and are encouraged to walk around and visit with people and have an actual sense of socialness in the community.
Okay, thank you. Thank you. And Ms. Zwahlen, how would you develop downtown?
Downtown needs to be, or it is the heart of the city, and it needs to be vibrant and clean and safe, and a place that people are drawn to and want to go to. Now, as far as connecting to the Tuolumne River, I know that the Tuolumne River Trust is a strong group of people that are ready to have that happen. So there are many groups in the community that are on board with this, and I think it would be our job as the city to provide all the assistance that we could to make that happen.
Thank you. And Ms. Ah You, how would you make downtown come alive?
I don't know if that was the original question. Can you ask the original question one more time, just so we can get some clarity on that?
I absolutely can. I'll reread the whole thing. The city paid consultants $210,000 and spent a lot of time developing a brand new plan for making downtown Modesto come alive. Included in that plan is a dream of connecting downtown to the Tuolumne River. What ideas do you have for making sure this vision doesn't sit on a shelf?
I absolutely do not think it is going to sit on a shelf. I've been on the trip for the last 5 years. I can tell you that with the removal of Dennett Dam, you can now get in a kayak and go 50 miles without stopping. Imagine how exciting that could be to have our river come alive, to be something that where people can just get together and have a great time and do wonderful outdoor healthy activities. We have a boat ramp coming in. We're looking at restaurants. We have all sorts of great ideas for that river. And then to carry on the 10th Street Promenade, eventually would go all the way down to the river where people could get out there and just do an incredible amount of amazing opportunities. And I just can't wait to see that come alive.
Thank you. Mr. Brandvold.
To keep that plan going, again, I think that there's a whole lot of there's a lot of energy behind it right now, and we do want to keep that going. What we've got to do is build our economy, bring jobs to the area, get people in here, get our economy going, so we've got revenues to put towards this, and then we've got to streamline our processes all the way through our planning process, through building permitting, and be inviting to developers and enticing developers into our city to help push this through. Thank you.
Thank you. Mr. Countryman?
Yeah, talk about something that's super exciting for our city. The greater our downtown is, the more vibrant our downtown is, just that the greater our city is going to be, the more vibrant our city is going to be. And so I've seen the plan, and I just get really excited about thinking about what we can continue to do with our downtown. Unlike Erin, I just believe our downtown's come a long, long, long way. I've lived in this town my whole life, and our downtown is transforming. I think it could happen a little quicker and it could happen a little sooner. I think there are some things that we can do to make it even better. But the mayor and the council, they're the champions of this vision. So there's no way this is going to die if I'm the mayor of Modesto.
Thank you. Mr. Goriel?
Yes, a great question. I attended the Charrette Week actually last year where the consultants displayed the plans and I gave them recommendations and input. And I stressed that we need housing. The county jail and the courthouse are both going to be reused. We can maybe use those for housing. I know that an art district will be great in down 10th Street towards J Street. There's 75 design firms that we can use for an art district. A Grand Central Market down 9th Street more by the old Cook Market. Small specialized retail for the Ace Train, and a new Modesto Nuts Stadium might be in the works, and turn the old stadium into the new Boys and Girls Clubs. Those are just some ideas that we can turn a downtown into, and also work with Domo and Downtown Improvement District as well.
Thank you. And Mr. Rydenauer.
Yeah, that's probably one of the greatest visions that we have in the city of Modesto. Unfortunately, again, it's one of the things that we should have talked about the first year, got everybody on board, moving in that same direction. The Gateway project is going to be fascinating. It's needing right now because they have volunteers that have been going down there for years and cleaning it up. When I was there as a police officer, I could go down there and there was trash. They're the kinds of things you would not want to be around. Today, you can take your family down there. You can walk down there. You can run down there. You can get in a canoe. There's so many things that's going to be a great, great vision for our future.
This next question will have a 30-second answer, and we'll start with Ms. Zwahlen. Was it right for Modesto to spend $7.5 million in COVID relief money to pay police and fire salaries, or should that money have been used to help others hurt by the pandemic? 30 seconds.
Oh, I guess I'm on. I think that, you know, the COVID situation and the pandemic has created a very unique situation in our community, and we definitely needed assistance from everyone, including public safety, and all hands needed to be on deck. So I think that going forward, I believe the police department is doing all that they can to keep their budget tight, and the same with the city, cutting positions or not filling positions that are already empty. So I think that we're going forward with it, and it was important to do at the moment.
Thank you. Ms. Ah You?
The question is, should we have spent the $7.5 million for police and fire during COVID-19 through the CARES money? Is that the question?
Yeah, so should the money have been used to help others hurt by the pandemic?
Well, there is a lot of money available out there that is being used. I mean, there's the unemployment money. I mean, I think taking a look at everything collectively, it was the best decision at the time to keep our police and fire going during this difficult time.
Thank you. Mr. Brandvold.
I'm sorry, okay. Actually, the responsibility we have as a city to our citizens is for public safety, the police and fire. And there were some pretty good restrictions on that CARES money as to what we could use it for. And it was essentially to pay for the cost of dealing with COVID, the cost to the city of dealing with COVID. And when it comes to providing services and helping people in our community, that falls more to the county. And the county has a considerable amount of money that I do believe they should be freeing up and applying to helping people in our community here.
Thank you, Mr. Countryman.
Yeah, absolutely. That money should have been spent on the police and fire departments. The number one thing that people have told me as I have talked with them, whether it be on the phone or you run into them, and it doesn't matter what part of the city, by the way, it's public safety. People want to know that their streets are safe, their neighborhoods are safe, their parks are safe, their businesses are safe. And the only way we're going to come out of this COVID crisis with our businesses is that we have to have a safe community. And so, yes, that money should have been spent right where it was spent.
Thank you. Mr. Goriel?
I agreed that the money should have been spent for the fire department. However, I would have re-examined an approach with the police department simply because we have a public health crisis, and a public health crisis can lead to an economic crisis and a social crisis. So it is important that we would supply masks, gloves, PPEs for essential workers as much as possible, and keep a storage available for essential workers and United Health and healthcare workers in our medical facilities as well. Because if we're not taking care of our healthcare workers and the firefighters, then who's actually going to be providing the service of safety? Right now, it's imperative that we still wear our masks and our gloves and tend to the social distancing to lessen the burden of COVID-19.
Thank you. Mr. Rydenauer.
Yes, we appropriately expended that money to the public safety, and that's what we should have done. It's difficult to assume that people during this time, especially the pandemic and the social unrest, that we want to sit back over here and not fund our public safety. One of the primary jobs as a council that we're supposed to do. So it was appropriately expended, and as we look for other funding, we're going to hopefully be able to fund some of those other sources and services that you mentioned. Thank you.
Thank you, Ms. Tenorio.
Can you repeat that, please?
Yes. Was it right for Modesto to spend $7.5 million in COVID relief money to pay police and fire salaries, or should that money have been used to help others hurt by the pandemic?
I think it definitely needs to go to the police. If anything, we should be giving them more money. Because of what's happened across the nation with the BM and their protests and riots and destroying cities. I don't think that we could have spent it any better. I mean, what happened to our city was not the best. But again, it should be going to public safety. That's one of the things that's destroying our city, is the not lack of it, but the things that are happening, the crime, the drug abuse. And I was one of the only people who actually went to the protest riot to make sure that people were not getting attacked physically, and actually save the place from getting attacked by a mob of people for trying to arrest someone for someone who did a crime.
Thank you.
No problem. I'm proud of that.
Okay, this next question is a 30-second question also, and we'll start with Ms. Tenorio. What do you see as the long-term financial future for the city, and what is your plan to improve that outlook?
I think what we need to do is create more jobs and have local businesses be a thriving part of our city economy. That's part of being a fully sustainable city. Sustainability in all aspects, financial, helping, again, increase jobs for students coming out of high school, apprenticeships and internships. So people have a job, a sustainable job that's going to allow them to support their families as well as themselves from hire to retire, not to fire, to retire. And yeah, there's many different ways that we can get that done. Instead of like sourcing people with good ideas and paying them because they have an idea, we should elect someone who actually has those ideas themselves, not someone who's going to.
Thank you. Thank you very much.
Thank you. Same question, Mr. Ridenour.
I think that sustainability of your funding in the future is going to be critical. That's one of my top pillars. To make sure that we do that, we also need to look at how we might be able to provide different types of services with technology, the real-time center, the police department's doing, the regionalization that the fire department's doing. We cannot do business like we've always done it. We've got to think different. We got to be creative. We got to look at technology. We got to look at other parts of how we might be able to service our community in a different way. And the city of Modesto has done a very, very good job about doing that in the past 5 years. And I hope to continue that in the future.
Okay, thank you. Same question, Mr. Goriel.
Can you repeat the question, please? I'm so sorry. I didn't get the whole question.
What do you see as the long-term financial future for the city, and what is your plan to improve the outlook? 30 seconds.
Sure. The long-term financial future is going to be a collaborative effort with nonprofits and other organizations, because local government budgets are squeezed, and also we need to realize that this is an infinite game. So we need to apply low risk, high return investments, perhaps maybe value capture property as well. We need to embrace our commodities and embrace the abundance of talent we have in our town to increase our revenue, to provide vital services, and also perhaps a universal basic income approach, mentorships and scholarship programs for overlooked and vulnerable communities.
Thank you. Next is Mr. Countryman.
Yeah, I think that the best years of Modesto are but ahead of it. Unlike Kristi, I don't think it's going to take us 5 years of being in this mess and mire. I look at the heart and the soul of our business people, and I know a bunch of them, a lot of them, many of them are in my church. They're good friends of mine. And I see a group of people, beautiful people, crazy thinkers who are going to bring us out of this. I look at what's happening right now in our city and I see all these help wanted signs. We're hiring. The mayor just needs to be the champion. And I guarantee you, we're going to get out of this thing a lot sooner than I think most people think.
Okay, thank you. Same question, Mayor Brandvold.
I've been about fiscal responsibility since the beginning, and we've looked at so many things. It is going to take regionalization and combining of services between cities for all of us to survive here, because there's not a city that's not experiencing the shortfalls that we're experiencing also. So we've got to work in a collaboration of cities. We've got to be working with our labor groups on our budgets, involving our labor groups, involving the citizens, as I did before with the 100-day budget review committee. So getting citizens involved also. Thank you.
Okay, thank you. And Ms. Ah You?
A financial crisis of this magnitude cannot be laughed at. It's not a joke. It's pretty serious. I think that we need to continue to look at refinancing all of our debt and getting that down. We need to look at opportunities for building net revenue and respecting the businesses that do provide that. I have been meeting with some of our local businesses and asking them specifically, what can we do to help you do more business and do it quickly? And there are things that we need to look at. We can't just cut our way out of this one. I mean, $20 to $25 million, you can't just start laying people off and taking pay cuts and all of that. We need to look at ways to build our revenue. We need to look at ways at supporting small business, big business, and helping our existing businesses get the job done quicker with less fees.
Okay, thank you. And finally, Ms. Zwahlen.
All right, we definitely need to be innovative and creative in our approach, and we need to tap into the resources in our community to make Modesto the best place to raise our families and have a business and thrive in a healthy environment. There's people in the community that are innovative and creative and just waiting to be able to do this. The key is the communication to make it happen. We need to definitely tap into other cities' resources with other cities, the county, the state, and the federal government, and make sure that we have the support of everyone on board to give us all the resources that we deserve and need.
Thank you.
Thank you. This next question is a quick answer question. Should Modesto do more to enforce COVID safety rules among non-compliant businesses? Ms. Tenorio.
Can you hear me? Can you hear me? Can you, I just asked you.
Yeah, now we can hear you. You just need to speak up a little bit, please. Thank you.
You didn't hear me say, can you repeat the question? You did. Okay. If you can hear me, I just asked you to repeat the question. So if you heard me, can you please repeat it?
I'm sorry, Ms. Tenorio, we can't hear. It's very low. It sounds almost muted. I don't know if you have to speak closer to it, but.
Yeah, can you hear me now?
Yes, that sounds good.
Can you repeat the question? Can you repeat the question?
Yes. The question was, should Modesto do more to enforce COVID safety rules among non-compliant businesses?
It was chopped. We couldn't hear it.
Garth, I'm having trouble communicating. Maybe you should ask the question.
Sure. We apologize for the technical difficulties that we're experiencing, and appreciate everyone bearing with us. With the 7 candidates especially, it's tough. Patty was saying, should Modesto do more to enforce COVID safety rules among non-compliant businesses? 30 seconds. Erin?
What we need to do is just basically take care of ourselves and take care of our city. So, I mean, businesses who, if they're serving people outside or inside instead of outside, that's on them. But there's certain things that we can do in order to help them actually sustain the people working for them. Like making downtown a one-way street or closing it off for this time, this, whatever you want to call it, the China virus time, whatever.
Thank you.
As long as we can help the businesses in order to sustain themselves and their employees, that's the big thing, sustain the people working for them, so people aren't without a job and having to rely on something other than an actual job.
Thank you, Ms. Tenorio. Councilman Rydenauer?
Yeah, that's a difficult response, because the last thing we want to do as a city is to enforce something that has been tragic for everyone, that was no fault of anyone. That being said, we cannot just ignore it. We have to have a message that comes out that's unified by the council. It needs to be clear. Every council member has to be on the same page, because when we talk to people, we need to be sharing the same things. If we don't enforce it to those that don't comply, well, what about the ones that have complied and actually have gone out of business? What do we tell them? How is that the right thing to do as a governing body? So I think you have to do it only when it's absolutely necessary, and hopefully we don't have to.
Thank you, Councilman. Mr. Goriel?
Yes, we do need to enforce more COVID precautions for businesses that are not abiding by the social distancing and the rules and regulations, because first off, it's not fair to the scrupulous businesses that are abiding by it and using their resources to cover costs. And also, it's imperative that we keep our businesses safe and our customers safe, because we live in a society and everything is interacted and interrelated. So if one person gets sick, other people can do so as well. And also we need to protect essential workers as much as possible. So if they are going to be in danger while they're working, it's important that we enforce those policies.
Thank you. Mr. Countryman?
Yeah, this one to me is a little bit difficult. I think the messaging has been very confusing. Our church, it seems like every day we get new information, new data. You're trying to figure it all out. Even the Speaker of the House, Nancy Pelosi, didn't realize she couldn't go into a place to get her hair cut without her mask on. So obviously people that are in the know are having a very difficult time figuring this out. And I see our business owners, man, they're just trying to make it. They just want to make it. They've got their whole life savings in some of these businesses that they have. And yet you don't want to, let them get away with something when other businesses are complying. So I think it's a very difficult decision.
Appreciate that. Mr. Brandvold?
We as a city, I don't think really should be enforcing the mandate that was unfunded by the state. It should be. We have no funding provided by the state to enforce it, and we, so our citizens, or our staff and our budget can't afford to be taking that on. We need to be helping our businesses. We need to be putting our efforts towards bringing our businesses into compliance and helping our businesses comply with the mandate, so that we can get to the next level and get opened up as soon as possible.
Thank you. Ms. Ah You?
I just want to make sure, because after listening to all these different answers, I want to make sure I truly understand the question. Can you ask it one more time?
of course, should Modesto do more to enforce COVID safety rules among non-compliant businesses?
Yes, we can all start too as a community by not going to the businesses that are not complying with the policies. Yes, there's not that many of them that aren't. So it's an easy thing to pull somebody's business license or suspend it to get them in compliance, or to charge them the fee, whatever the fines are. I think it's $1,000 a day. We need to do what we needed to do, what was necessary to keep everybody safe and on the same page from the beginning. We would be done already, completely done. New York showed us how to do it. We didn't even need to recreate the wheel.
Thank you. Ms. Zwahlen.
All right, so this is a unique situation. It's a global pandemic, and so it's not business as usual for anyone, not anyone. We all have a responsibility to do our part, and I understand that what our frontline workers are dealing with, and so we need to do our part and wear a mask, stay 6 feet apart, physical distancing, and washing our hands. So if you're a business owner, you also need to follow the regulations for outdoor dining or whatever the situation is, and many businesses have. No one wants to live in this reality, but the sooner that we do our part, the sooner we will get through it.
Thank you. This next question will also require 30-second answers. As recommended recently by several community groups, would you support the creation of an independent civilian review board for the Modesto Police Department? Mr. Rydenauer.
No, I would not. And the reason why is because I've been in the business for a long time, and I have not seen any really successful citizen review programs over my term in office. And if you look most closely in the last social issues that we've had, and the majority of those cities that are out of control, that they're having riots and whatnot, each and every one of them, to my knowledge, has a citizen review. We have a community that connects with our people and have for the last 20 plus years. And I think we got something going well, and I don't want to see it get destroyed over something that we think might work.
Thank you. Mr. Goriel?
Yes, I do agree with an independent oversight review board to review police brutality. It's imperative that we get all the stakeholders involved when it comes to public safety, particularly with public service and the police. And it's imperative that the review board has investigative powers and also subpoena powers for paperwork and also testimony. We need to reconnect the citizens and the police department, because if we don't, it will become something incendiary and blow up into something we don't want. And we're Modesto, we're a modest town. We should reconnect with them.
Thank you. Mr. Countryman.
Yeah, no, I wouldn't be for that. I've lived in this town my whole life, and man, our police force, literally the whole time I've lived here, has been unbelievably great. Our chief is just an incredible guy. The officers, the men and women we have working for us are the best and the brightest. That doesn't mean we don't have problems every now and then, but man, to have a group of citizens overseeing them would just gum up the works. I think all the stakeholders are involved when they elect who the DA is and who the city council is. I think we're the ones who are the overseers, if you will, of our police department.
Thank you. Mr. Brandvold?
There's too many things to consider here to make a definitive statement, yes or no, on this thing. But I would say I would have a very difficult time. We're a city that hasn't had the problems experienced in other cities, and that's because we stay ahead of it. And I think if we continue to stay ahead of it, we can continue the great relationship we have across our city here with our police and our citizens in all aspects of our communities here. So
thank you. Ms. Ah You?
Hi, I think anytime I hear that we don't want to have a citizens review board or an oversight committee or an auditor or any level of engagement from the public into what we do at City Hall, we should question why that is. Now, I understand when it comes to a citizens review board for police activity, that police have unions and there's specific guidelines and things that we would have to mitigate in order to follow all the rules and the processes. But I don't see a problem with an oversight committee, as long as we check into it and come out with a well thought out plan.
Thank you. Ms. Zwahlen.
I do think that that citizens in an advisory role would be helpful to increase the trust between law enforcement and the citizens, which I feel we do well here with so many groups involved with our police department. I don't believe that there should be official power given in the absence of law enforcement involvement. It's our job that's our job. So that's right.
Thank you. Ms. Tenorio.
I do not think so, no. The police themselves have their own review committee that they have to go in front of and explain things to. If something that is deemed inappropriate happens while they're on duty. People who are not police should not have a saying that they don't know what an actual officer has to go through every day. They don't know what they have to go through, what they just came from, what they had to see, what they had to endure, what the frame of mind is, and they have not had the training that everyone else has. So I would not be for that, no. I think the police need to be able to do their job and protect our city and be the peace officers that they are.
Thank you.
Law and order.
Okay, as we are in the midst of election season, there's just want to get your thoughts on another local race and who you would be supporting in that race. So we're going to start with Mr. Goriel. Who do you support in the race for Congressional District 10? And this is, of course, a short answer. You probably don't need 30 seconds, but you have it if you need it.
For Congressional District 10?
Correct. So that would be, yeah, so that would be our Congressional District race here between Josh Harder and Ted House.
I support Representative Josh Harder.
Okay. Same question, Mr. Countryman.
Yeah, one of the beautiful things about an election is you go into a little booth and it's kind of private, where you mark the ballot and you put it in an envelope and it's very private. And there's a reason why. And I think at this moment, I know who I'm going to vote for, but I'm just going to go ahead and just say it's a private matter, but I know who I'm going to vote for.
Okay, same question, Mr. Brandvold.
It is a private matter, but I've already gone public with my endorsement of Ted House. So.
Okay, same question, Ms. Ah You.
I agree that this is a private question, and I think this is sort of kind of a way to incite a riot here. I'm no political party, but I'm not, I'm personally also not accepting endorsements unless it's like unions or groups or things like that. But I have seen Ted House say and do some things that have made me a little bit nervous. So I'll go ahead and just go out there. I'm going to vote for Josh Harder, and that'll be the third Democrat I ever voted for in my life.
Okay, thank you, Ms. Zwahlen.
I will be supporting Congressman Josh Harder, and I am grateful for his endorsement of me in this race.
Okay, thank you. Ms. Tenoria.
For the moment, I believe Ted Halsey is doing a decent job. He was endorsed by one of my friends, Scott Pressler, and I trust him. And I will be voting Republican for just about every office that's on the ballot. So,
Okay.
I trust our party.
Mr. Rydenauer.
Yeah, I love our democracy, and this is one of the opportunities that we have to not endorse anyone or to endorse anyone. And I am not endorsing anyone at this point at District 10. Thank you.
Okay, thank you.
Okay, this is a 30-second answer. We're going to start with Mr. Countryman. Part of a mayor's role is playing cheerleader for Modesto. When persuading others to move here, what is the first thing you tell them?
Oh, without a doubt, man, we have the best people like on the planet live right here in Modesto, California. It's a diverse group of people. We think differently. We come from different backgrounds. And I think, man, when you put it all together, it makes our city just an incredible place. It's absolutely the people that make our city great.
Thank you. Mr. Brandvold.
It is our sense of community. It's that large town with a small town feel. And we have so many, I actually just had somebody in my office that I had this discussion with, and just how everybody is so caring, and the organizations that we have here, and just the individuals in the community that give so much to our community. And I just said that as this person that has recently moved in, they're going to be very surprised as they dive into Modesto and find out what Modesto is all about.
Thank you. Ms. Ah You.
I love our city also because of our people. I love our churches, our partnerships, our nonprofits, all of our businesses. And you know, I love our trees. And I just think this is a great community. And, you know, I know that housing is so expensive, but it's less expensive than the Bay Area and LA, and you still have the ability to live in California, and you could be anywhere within 90 minutes. You could go on a hike, you could go skiing, and then you could go water skiing later in the day. So I think it's great. I love it, and I enjoy living here, and I've lived here since 1971.
Thank you. Ms. Zwahlen.
I can't say enough positive things about Modesto. We have a great location. We're family friendly. We have a beautiful moderate climate. The evening Delta breeze is a delight. We have the Gala Center, Symphony, Opera, sports, high school Friday night lights. No better place to be on a Friday night. So I would love to be a cheerleader for Modesto. My grandparents had dairy farms here. We have a cultural diversity that is what makes Modesto what it is. So I'm proud to be here and would love to represent Modesto.
Thank you. Ms. Tenorio.
I love about Modesto is Modesto. I love the families that are here. I love the people who are here. I think there's a lot more that we can do than just have it be the city that's an hour away from somewhere. Growing up, I didn't really enjoy Modesto. There wasn't much to do. People didn't know about a lot of things that were happening. But a lot of the businesses that are here and are thriving are amazing. We have a lot of creative people. And I think we need to have the people be able to be themselves without any type of fear, literally, without fear of getting whatever, canceled, attacked, anything. No, we need to let the people be who they are and let the city be the city.
Thank
instead
you.
of having outside forces.
Sounds good. Mr. Rydenauer.
Ryan, would you repeat the question, please?
Yes. So part of a mayor's role is playing cheerleader to Modesto, or for Modesto. So when persuading others to move here, what's the first thing you tell them?
I tell them about the great nugget that we have here in Modesto, and that's the people, the Modestans. They are the greatest people in the world. No matter whether what we're up or down, our citizens back us up 100% of the time. And when we can't do it, guess what? They do it. Look at Gateway, look at the parks, look at the many things that they, through the neighboring, that they go out and do on their own. This is the greatest city in the whole wide world. And that's why after 46 years, I'm still plugging away and I still want to serve this community because I love Modesto and all the things that they do. Is it the best city in the world? Probably not, but it's the greatest city for us in this valley. Thank you.
Thank you. Mr. Goriel.
Oh, I think the diversity of Modesto is our strength. We have great cultures, beautiful neighborhoods. Our agricultural businesses are amazing and thriving. We have the best commodities. We also have a great art community that's wonderful and creative. We have some of the best individuals working, like Marianne Cannon at the Stanislaus Community Fund, Amy Carroll at the county. We also have Barbara Krause at the Housing Authority. We have wonderful people doing wonderful things in our town, and we're gonna grow, and we have so much potential. And this town will definitely be on the map sooner than later. And no matter what, Modestans are always going to be there for each other because we're a modest and strong community.
Thank you.
Okay, and this is the last question before closing statements. It's a quick question, and we'll start with Mayor Brandvold. As we are still in the midst of a pandemic, we must think of each other and ways to prevent the spread. And one of those recommendations, obviously, is wearing a mask. So we just want to ask, what is your personal approach to wearing a mask in public? And we'll start with Mr. Brandvold.
Sorry, what is my personal approach to wearing a mask in public?
Correct.
I wear a mask. We follow the guidelines, and everybody, everybody should. Even though I push for reopening businesses, I think that we still have to follow precautions. So.
Okay, thank you. Ms. Ah You?
Did you say Miss Ah You?
Yes, I did.
This is my personal approach right here. Kristi Ah You for mayor, wear them 60 times. My personal approach is this mask is to protect that person over there. It's just a kind thing to do. That's it.
Okay, thank you. Ms. Zwahlen?
I absolutely wear a mask, as we all should.
Okay, thank you. Ms. Tenorio?
Or a veil, or niqab, whatever you want to call it, consider it. Everyone in town probably knows me from seeing me wear it. Like, yeah, I wear a mask or whatever you want to call it. Even though
Okay.
some people don't like certain types of masks or whatever, like, it's what we're supposed to do, so I do it.
Okay, Mr. Rydenauer?
You got to wear a mask. And one of the things that I've come to know to myself personally, and it has to start with me. And I need to protect myself, but I need to protect the rest of the people. And anytime that I can go out and I can protect other people that potentially may get this virus, I should be doing it, and I'm going to do it. So I think we need to wear masks when it's appropriate.
Okay, thank you. Mr. Goriel?
When I'm in public, I always wear a mask. Usually when I'm out, I wear a mask at all times. It's important that we prevent the spread of COVID-19. So personally, everyone has a stake involved in preventing COVID-19 from spreading. And yep, I wear a mask usually all the time.
Okay, and finally, Mr. Countryman.
Yeah, well, you guys kind of already know my deal. You guys did a front page, top of the fold article on the fact that I didn't have a mask on necessarily every moment. Obviously, I wear a mask when I'm out in public. I'm of the generation where you didn't have to wear a seatbelt when you drove, and then all of a sudden the seatbelt laws changed. And it took me a while to finally, get my seatbelt on, because for so long I didn't have to wear a seatbelt. So there are times when I've blown it, as the Modesto Bee has pointed out, and I haven't had a mask on, but I try my best to have a mask on, when I'm out in public.
Okay, thank you.
All right, now we've reached the point where it's time for closing statements. We appreciate everybody hanging in with us, and it's been a long time, but that's because there's so many of you. Everybody wants to run the best city on earth. We'll go in reverse order from what we did opening statements. That means we go to Z, from Z to A. Ms. Zwahlen.
Thank you. Thank you for giving me the opportunity to speak with you. I want to put my experience to work for the city of Modesto. We need a fresh start. The problems that we are facing due to the pandemic are real and will take a long time to move past. I firmly believe that my experience as an ER nurse and on the school board make me the most qualified to lead us through these challenging times. I pride myself on being a bridge builder and on working collaboratively with others to achieve common goals. I would do that as mayor. It feels like Modesto has been in a holding pattern for a very long time, and I want to see us move forward. I would be honored to have your support and your vote, and encourage you to reach out to me by visiting my website at sueformayor.com or emailing me at sue@sueformayor.com. Thank you.
Thank you. Ms. Erin Simmertonorio.
I would just like to thank everybody here today. I'd like to thank all of Modesto for being themselves, telling me what they want to hear addressed. And if you want the city to change, to be better for not just yourself, your family, for everyone, so that people can stay here and live in Modesto and have a city that they love to live in all the time, not just on certain times of the season. A place that you can actually call home and that other people will want to call home, and to come here, start their lives here, make a business here. Then I would be your person. And you can reach out to me on social media. You can Google my name. And again, anyone who adds me, anyone who wants to talk to me, I'll talk to you and have an actual conversation with you about whatever you want it is, or whatever it is that you want.
Thanks very much, Mr. Doug Rydenauer.
Thank you. You've heard from a lot of qualified candidates tonight, but the one question you should ask yourself, does the experience equate into skills needed to bring a city out of a financial and social crisis? This is where what we've done in the past becomes important for you to look at and make your decision. Are they prepared to ask the tough questions and to push back when necessary? Have they spent a lifetime through asking tough questions and making even tougher decisions? My past 46 years have been fraught by mountains to climb personally, professionally, and politically, but I've never shied away from a challenge to make Modesto better. Leadership must be open to a dialogue of ideas and what brings Modesto together. I would be honored to earn your support as mayor, and you can contact me at dougrydenauer4mayor.com. Thank you.
Thank you, Mr. Naramsen Goriel.
Yes, I would like to thank the Modesto Bee for doing a wonderful job at organizing this forum and this debate. Thank you to all the candidates for their time. I appreciate all of you. It's an honor to be on the same panel as everyone, very formidable candidates. And you know, I'm running because the current state of our town has left me sad and angry, and the lack of action has become intolerable. And I know I can provide affordable housing, combat homelessness, cut red tape for small local businesses, and improve our public safety. I remember my uncle telling me a story how he was in 1975 in a cafe in Baghdad, Iraq, talking about how beautiful America was and how it encourages people to participate in civic engagement. And that's exactly what I'm doing now, is going to the council and performing and participating in civic engagement as best as possible. Thank you so much, Modesto. I know I'll be the best mayor possible.
Thank you, Mr. Rick Countryman.
Yeah, thank you, all the candidates, the Modesto Bee, all of you that are watching, taking the time to educate yourself as to who you might vote for. In all my years in Modesto voting for mayors, I think this might be the deepest field we've ever had. There's just a lot of really great people. A lot of us are a lot alike, and there are some differences in all of us, but I think that's a healthy thing for the citizens of Modesto. Look, I just want to take all of my years, 40 years of overseeing a large, complex organization, and I wanted to put it to use for the citizens of Modesto. I think, like Naramsen, I just got angry and upset at watching how the city council meetings were going, the bickering, the backbiting, the politics, and it just got to me to the degree that I said, okay, maybe this is my moment to be a greater blessing to the entire, Modesto, citizens. And I hope that after something like this, that you would consider choosing me, picking Rick Countryman, to be the next mayor of Modesto. Thank you.
Thank you, Mr. Ted Brandvold.
Okay. Well, thank you again for having the forum here. The citizens of Modesto have a big decision to make here. There's very fine people across the board here running for the position of mayor. What I can say is that I've got 5 years of experience as mayor of the city of Modesto through some of the toughest times that this city has seen. And what I can say is Modesto, we must lead this valley in creating jobs for the citizens here in Modesto. And I see us enticing Silicon Valley jobs over here with the Nutra Ace train connection. our homelessness we have to attack, and but we can't cure the homeless issues that we have without fixing the root causes of the addiction and mental health problems that we have. I will say there's not a decision I make here at City Hall without considering what's best for all of the people in the city. And I look forward to another 4 years. Thank you.
Thank you. Ms. Kristi Ah You.
I am humbled at just the fact that I'm here running for mayor for the city of Modesto. I can tell you that the decorum and the civility will improve at City Hall under my leadership. And you might say, well, how's that? You've been there for 5 years. Because if I'm the mayor, I'm the leader. One of the biggest jobs you have as the mayor is to run orderly meetings. And you can use that by using Robert's Rule of Orders. You can use our city charter. We can work with our attorney. We can do different things. Because one of the things that we lacked is the mutual respect. You cannot go to battle without having a mutual respect as a council. And I believe that I can foster that with all the new people that come on and with some of the old people as well. And I can tell you that my top priorities are going to be finances, housing, our homeless population, affordable housing. I can't tell you I'm going to get us to affordable housing. I've been working on it for 5 years through community housing. This is a very slow process, but there are some things that we can do better. There's always room for improvement. I have a heart for the city. I have a heart for Modesto, and I have a heart for you. If you want to vote for me, go, or you want to find out more about me or talk to me, it's kristi4mayor.com.
Thank you, candidates. Thank you, viewers, everyone who's participated. We so much appreciate it. We know it's not always a comfortable thing to put your life open like this and to answer a lot of hard questions and to be a public servant. So we do appreciate what you're doing. This concludes tonight's candidates forum for Modesto Mayor. We appreciate these candidates discussing all these issues with us. Viewers, be sure to tune in for more debates here at modbee.com through the November 3rd election. Already available for viewing are forums we did with candidates for 3 open Modesto City Council seats who will serve with these people or whoever wins, as well as races for 2 Stanislaus County Supervisor seats for State Senate and for Series Mayor. Tomorrow, our forum will feature all 5 candidates for 2 seats on the Turlock City Council. And next week, we will have a debate between 3 candidates for Patterson Mayor, and we will post a campaign interview with Congressman Josh Harder. Thank you and good evening.